class, we are going to see the internal structure of dicot stem, monocot stem, and the contrast between dicot and monocot stem. First, we will see the internal structure of dicot stem. Here, this study is made with special reference to Helianthus. Example, Helianthus stem. And this is actually TS of the stem. TS stands for transverse section. We will see the ground plan first. What is a ground plan? Ground plan is a structure which shows the distribution of all tissues altogether in a place. So in the ground plan, you will see the structures like this. This is more or less circular, not circular. The periphery is not circular. And this stands for epidermis. And there are multicellular hairs outside. These are multicellular. The cellular details cannot be drawn here. We will see that in the sector enlarged. And next to that is hypodermis. And next to hypodermis, the cortex. Cortex ends with a wavy structure called endodermis. And inside that, you will see the vascular bundles. And each vascular bundle consists of, see, this structure is hypodermis made of colloquium, and here is the general cortex, and this is starch sheath. And here I have drawn only one structure of only one vascular bundle, in which you can see the bundle cap or hard bast. We see in each vascular bundle, we will see xylem, phloem, and interfascicular cambium, and primary, this is primary phloem, primary xylem. Why do you call this as primary xylem and primary phloem? Because this is the primary structure. See, when I was talking about the internal structure of roots, I was also telling you that the primary structure is one which is produced during the primary growth. See, we know that in the anatomy of stem on root, at the tips, root tip or stem tip, there is meristem. The meristem, apical, intercalary, lateral. There are three types of meristem. Apical meristem, due to the activity of apical meristem, the primary structure is produced. See, to explain that well, I will say, during the seed germination, embryo develops. Embryo develops in a young plant. and the seed produces two structure. This is plumule and radicle. This is radicle is embryonic root, plumule is embryonic stem. In both structure you would see apical, intercalary and lateral meristem. So meristems are of three types: apical, intercalary, lateral meristem. See, lateral meristem involves in secondary growth. Apical meristem involves in primary growth, and apical meristem produces the grass form of the plant with root system and shoot system. So from this we understand that root system and shoot system, your plant in its grass form, that is with the root system and shoot system, is formed because of the activity of apical meristem, not because of the activity of lateral meristem. So apical meristem involves in primary growth. It stands for, or primary growth takes for a few months, during which the tissues are formed. These tissues are called primary tissues or primary structure. So in secondary growth we will talk about the formation of secondary tissues. So this structure is called primary because it is produced during the primary growth. And internally when we talk about primary, there is another word, secondary. So secondary growth is also there in plants. We will talk about the secondary growth after completing the primary structures. See, in this primary structure, primary xylem, primary phloem and interfascicular cambium. Interfascicular, this is intra means inside, intrafascicular cambium. At the center there is pith. And in between vascular bundles there is primary, medullary rays. Primary, medullary, this is the ground plan. And we will now see the structure of A sector enlarged. See, A sector enlarged. We will take this portion. You consider this as the sector which is going to be explained in details. So this is sector enlarged, not the full structure. If you understand a sector, we will understand the whole structure. See, we will see first. This is epidermis. By the time when I am drawing, I will be talking about this and I will sum up this afterwards. So this is epidermis. Epidermis is a single layer of rectangular shaped or barrel shaped cells without chloroplast. These are all living cells without chloroplast. They are uniseriate. Uniseriate means they are in single row. So epidermis is a single layer of tightly packed parenchyma cells without any intercellular spaces. Of course, here and there few stomata may be found. And over that there is a thin cuticle. We know cuticle is made of a substance, waxy substance called cutin. Waxy substance called cutin. And at the outer side there are some multicellular hairs. Multicellular hairs. For instance, I have drawn only one hair, but there are many multicellular hairs. Now this is about the epidermis. What is the function of epidermis? Epidermis gives protection first. Protection to the inner tissue. Whatever is going to be done inside, that should be considered, and it gives protection to inner tissue, and cuticle checks transpiration. Then next to that is cortex. The general cortex. Next to epidermis is few layers of few layers of collenchyma. You see, collenchyma cells. Collenchyma cells. These collenchyma cells constitute the hypodermis, and this region is called hypodermis. You see, it is filled with, these intercellular spaces are filled with cellular substances, cell wall materials, and you know that in collenchyma there are three types. Lamellar, angular, and lacunate. See, you would have learned this in when we were learning the types of collenchyma. See, lamellar, the hypodermis is made up of lamellar collenchyma in the case of sunflower. Sometimes angular collenchymas are found in the hypodermis, as in the case of castor. And lacunate collenchyma is found in the case of cucurbita. So hypodermis, so here we have taken helianthus. If this is helianthus, the hypodermis is made up of lamellar collenchyma. In the case of castor, the hypodermis is made up of angular collenchyma. In the case of cucurbita, it is made up of lamellar collenchyma. All types of collenchymas are found in the hypodermis. So this is multicellular hair, cuticle, epidermis, and this is hypodermis. And next to that is the general cortex. You see the structure afterwards. General cortex is divided into two kinds of tissues. Loosely arranged chlorenchyma. You know, parenchyma cells with chloroplast are called chlorenchyma. And next to that is a parenchymatous zone. This is a general cortex that ends with endodermis. Is a single layer of barrel-shaped cells. We'll talk about that afterwards. Right. See here, this is, as I said, this is chlorenchyma, and this is just parenchyma. Cortex ends with, this is endodermis, but generally called starch sheet. See, as I said, collenchyma, hypodermis is made up of collenchyma. Its function is giving mechanical support, flexibility to the plant. And next is chlorenchymatous zones. Chlorenchyma zone, as we know that it is provided, the cells provided with the chloroplast, and so it will involve in photosynthesis. See, here and there in the chlorenchymatous zone, we will see certain ducts. They are called resin ducts. These resin ducts are found in helianthus, and they are formed when tissues are formed, and they may be either lysogenic or genus. Lysogenous or schizogenous. What is lysogenous? What is schizogenous? When these cells are formed in the chlorenchyma, if all the cells of chlorenchyma are disintegrated and a cavity is formed, and that is called lysogenic. Schizogenous. It means when second type of cells are formed, when these resin ducts are formed, if part of the chlorenchyma cells are retained and new cells are produced from that, that is called schizogenous in origin. So as far as the origin of cells are concerned, there are two types. One is lysogenous, another is schizogenous. These points are very important for our entrance. Remember, lyso, we know the meaning of the word lyso. Lyso means death. Lysogenous. By the death of previously or already existing self, new cells are formed, that is called lysogenous. Schizogenous, part of the previously existing cells are retained and new cells are produced from that, that is called schizogenous. So these are resin ducts are schizogenous in origin. I think you understood this. Schizogenous origin. And you know, this is a place for resin. And that is the secondary metabolite. And parenchyma zone, that is the parenchyma zone. This is, as we know, this involves in storage and gases exchange. And the last layer of the cortex is made up of a single layer of barrel-shaped cell. In root, this is called endodermis, but endodermis is the last layer of cortex. It should have Casparian strip. Endodermis should have Casparian strip except the passage cell, the place of passage cell. But here, you cannot see such thickness here in these cells. So these cells are not called endogenous, are not called endodermis, but homologous to endodermis. They are equal to endodermis, not endodermis. They are named as starch sheath because abundant starch grains are found in these, and so they are called starch sheath. And in the anatomy, we know what is the next layer. Next is sclerenchyma. See, we will see bundle sheath, the vascular bundle and the structure associated with that. See, sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma, here endodermis, next to that is a 2 to 3 layers of sclerenchymatous. So I am going to talk about the pericycle. Before that, we should know the structure, how it exists. See, vascular bundle, this structure stands for vascular bundle. Outside each vascular bundle, there is a patch of 2 to 3 layers of sclerenchyma cells. This is called bundle cap. This is called bundle cap. Bundle cap, as I said earlier, here the bundle cap is a part of vascular bundle. That is why the name bundle cap has been given. However, it is considered as pericycle. That is the difference we find in between the pericycle of root and pericycle of stem. See, I am not going to draw all things here. What I draw here is applicable to this structure also. So this is vascular bundle. The vascular bundle, we are drawing the pericycle. See, pericycle. Here are parenchymatous cells. Parenchymatous cells. These parenchymatous cells are the radial extension of the central pith. Here is pith. The pith is made up of parenchyma cells. Here, this is bundle cap. It is otherwise called hard bast. Though we associate these clearing cells with the bundle, calling this as bundle cap, this is not actually bundle cap. For namesake, we are calling like that. But this is pericycle. This is pericycle. Pericycle is made up of sclerenchyma. Not only sclerenchyma, see in every bundle there is a cap that is called sclerenchyma. In between two bundles, there is an extension of a pith that is called primary medullary ray. This is called primary medullary ray. So this is made up of parenchyma cells. So the bundle cap and another bundle cap, the parenchyma cells in between two bundles altogether constitute the pericycle. You see, here is a bundle cap, here is bundle cap, and here is parenchyma cell. And in that way, you should take all the cells, sclerenchyma, parenchyma, alternating heterogeneous. This is heterogeneous, homogeneous, made up of only one kind of cells. Heterogeneous, made up of two kinds of cells. So here pericycle is heterogeneous. Heterogeneous, two kinds of cells. And what is the function of pericycle? Pericycle gives mechanical strength. So we talked about endodermis, next pericycle. Now let's come to the vascular bundles. Vascular bundles. See, vascular bundles. Before that, the vascular bundles with other tissue is called steel. Steel comprises vascular bundle, pith and primary medullary ray, etc. See, vascular bundle, the steel, what is the nature of the steel? U steel. What is the nature of the steel? U steel. You see here, U steel. What is U steel? Here vascular bundles are arranged in the form of a ring. When vascular bundles are in the form of ring, that is called U steel. And what is the nature of the vascular bundle? These are conjoined, collateral, open, and xylem endork. We will see one by one. See here, next to the sclerenchyma strips, there is cambium. Cambium. What do you call this cambium? This is intrafascicular cambium. It is made up of barrel. It is made up of brick-shaped cells. And towards inside, next to that, few radial rows of xylem. Here, metaxylem towards outside, protoxylem towards inside. And this outer thick wall, inner thin wall, you consider like this. And here their other space is filled with the parenchyma, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. And you see here clearly marked out bundle sheath is not found. So the structure of vascular bundle is over. Here this is pith. This region is called pith. bundle cap, and here before that there is primary phloem. Outside there is primary phloem. See, in vascular bundle, next to the bundle cap there is primary phloem, next to that is the cambium, this is primary xylem. You see the parts, this is phloem, primary phloem, intrafascicular cambium, this is metaxylem, and protoxylem. This bundle is called conjoint. What is the meaning of the word conjoint? See, you have drawn it here. What is the meaning of the word conjoint? If xylem and phloem are arranged in same radius, xylem and phloem are arranged in same radius, that is called conjoint. See, this is phloem, this is xylem, they are in same radius, that is called conjoint. And what is collateral? Phloem towards periphery, xylem towards the center, that is called collateral. And what is open? What is open? If cambium is present in between xylem and phloem, that is called open vascular bundle. So this is one of the very, very important characters of DICOT stems. In DICOT stem, in between xylem and phloem, there is cambium. Such vascular bundle is called open. Why should we name it as open? Because the bundle is going to be opened during secondary growth. So now they have given the name open because of that. And end arc. See, this is the characteristic feature of xylem of stem. In roots it is exarch, in stem it is end arc. What is exarch? When protoxylem is towards periphery and metaxylem is towards center, that is exarch. That is the characteristic feature of roots. When protoxylem is towards the center and metaxylem is towards the periphery outside, that is called end arc. The end arc xylem is the characteristic feature of all stem, invariably all stem. And here, these bundles, what is the shape of the bundle? Wedge shaped. U steel, that is arrangement of steel, and the shape of the bundle is wedge. Wedge shaped. And now at the center there is a pith which is made up of homogeneous cortex, so homogeneous cells, that is parenchyma cells. These parenchyma cells extend radially in between two vascular bundles, that forms a primary medullary ray. See, I have drawn here primary medullary ray. And primary medullary ray and the center pith, and it can also be called as medulla. Together called, see, the ground tissue found inside the steel. So intrastellar ground tissue, primary medullary ray and pith are together called intrastellar ground tissue. Intrastellar ground tissue is made up of parenchyma. Its function is storage of starch grains. So this is the primary structure of dicot stem.